Hey guys, welcome to our channel. Today we bring you a very interesting topic that deals actually with our reality, the way that we see it, that we view it. So today's topic is going to be about perception. So when you're in front of the mirror, what do you guys see? Do you see only the surface of yourself, or are you able to see deep within yourself? Like, do you see the cat in front of the mirror, or do you see the lion that roars in front of the mirror? So with that said, we're going to start with the definition of perception from a psychology standpoint. So here it goes. So perception refers to the way sensory information is organized, interpreted, and consciously experienced. Every time that I think of perception and psychology, I think of those cards, the Rorschach cards, where they show you a black ink, and you have to say what do you see when you look at it. So everybody comes up with their own idea or perception of what that is.
For example, with this image that we're presenting right now, what do you see? I bet you everyone sees everything differently.
Exactly. Okay. So, but there's not only the psychology definition, there's also perception and spirituality, which is a little bit different at this point. So perception and spirituality, in contrast, the spiritual way is to see beyond mere outer appearances and the five senses to an intuitive perception of the causes behind outer conditions. One of the main teachings of spirituality is to look within and find what you seek within yourself. All right. So in other words, are you able to see beyond what's presented to you? So somebody smiles at you with a nice gift. Are you like, oh my God, thank you, that's so nice of you? Or are you seeing the real reason behind it? What is this person's real intention? So with spirituality, you can actually are able to look within, and not only see what's on surface.
Yes.
So Eric, let me know, what do you think? Given those two definitions, what does perception mean to you?
Perception means to me, as you know, that we see things from our own lens and different lenses. So what's hot for me may not be hot for you, meaning temperature. It could be a person. It could be a music, like a song. I may like a song, I may groove to it, you may not groove to it. Right. So there's no judgment into it. It's just observation and perception. So now I'm going to jump into a quote with this author named Neil Dalawash. And the book is Conversation with God. And I'm using this quote because I think it's really helpful.
Into understanding what perception is.
Exactly.
Right.
The quote goes as follows. Some feelings are true feelings, that is, feelings born in the soul. And some feelings are counterfeit feelings. These are constructed in your mind. In other words, they are not feelings at all. They are thoughts masquerading as feelings. These thoughts are based on your previous experience and on the observed experience of others. You see someone grimace when having a tooth pulled. You grimace when having your tooth pulled. It may not even hurt, but you grimace anyway. Your reaction has nothing to do with reality, only how you perceive reality, based on the experience of others or on something that's happened to you in the past. The greatest challenge as human beings is to be here now, to stop making things up, stop creating thoughts about a present moment, a moment you sent yourself before you had a thought about it. Be in the moment. Remember, you sent yourself this moment as a gift. So Carlos, what do you get out this quote?
It's very interesting, actually. So pretty much what it's saying to me is that when you experience a situation, you actually react to the situation based on an idea that you have already heard from somewhere, or something that you have actually experienced from your past. Therefore, it doesn't leave place to fully experience that situation at that right moment, because you already have a preconceived idea on how to react to a certain situation.
Right.
So this is my understanding of it.
Right.
I don't know if you understand something else.
Yeah, because I remember you mentioning before something about like if somebody presents to you, like they say, you know, so-and-so's girlfriend is such a B. You know, so you already have an idea in your head that this person is going to be a B.
Right.
So when you meet them, before you even talk to them, you're like, oh, this is a B right here. So you don't even give them a chance.
Yeah.
So I've learned in life that I have to go based on my own compass and my own perception of who the person is, because this other person perceives this person this way based on
because
their experience.
It's actually shaping an image of somebody that you haven't even met, and
Right.
therefore that creates already that experience in your head that you already know this person when you actually have no idea who this person is.
Right, because I have in the past met people and I was like, oh, this person is great. Because I remember at my where I used to work, it was a program manager. I'm not going to say her name, but everybody would say, oh, she's such a B. But when I worked with her, I mean, I could see why would they say that. However, based on my experience and how I deal with people and how I react to her, I was able to get along with her and work well with her. So it's all about how you look at things.
Yeah.
And you know, and this could help you improve your relationships with people, friends and family members as well.
Yeah, it's about looking for your own experience with this person or whatever situation that you're living.
Right.
And do not let anything else outside influence your own perception of things, you know.
And how you react to it.
Exactly. Okay, so moving on, here's another quote again. So the quote goes like this: "You are one of the rarest people who can separate your observation from your perception. You see what is, where most people see what they expect." And this comes from Tsitsi Dangaremba.
So that pretty much ties into what I said earlier, in a sense. So it pretty much, to me, it's being aware of the situation and how you're reacting, how the person is reacting. And because some people, when they're dealing with people, they already expect that they already know why the person is doing what they're doing or why they're saying what they're saying, without really analyzing or diving deep and also asking questions. Because a lot of people don't ask questions. People just assume, like, he always comes to work upset. He's always angry. He's like, you know, she always has this bitch face or something. But never wondering why and asking the questions like, why is this person always angry? You know, trying to figure it out. You know, so that's how I see, and that's what I get from the quote.
Yeah, pretty much.
So it's just being aware and asking questions.
It's like
and not assuming.
You're not assuming. Only fools assume.
Yeah.
So
and when you assume, you make an ass of yourself, pretty much. And you know, I have to admit, I have done that in the past too,
because people have this people have this habit of just putting people in boxes. You know, this person is like this other person is like that. So they expect certain things from you just because you are part of this, you know, box, whatever.
Right.
So instead of just asking questions and figuring out who are you, what drives you to be like this or whatever, what are you experiencing at the moment?
Exactly.
So people just tend to just put people in boxes, you know, and assume and expect things, you know.
Right.
So I don't believe that that's the way to go, you know.
Absolutely.
And people should just always be questioning and asking, you know. And it helps to shape your own perception of things, you know, rather than, you know, having a perception based on something you heard.
I agree.
All right.
We have another quote, which is food for thought, something to think about. Your perception of me is a reflection of you. My reaction to you is an awareness of me. Again, everything all intertwines. So your perception of me is a reflection of you. And what I get from that is that, and I always said this, is that when somebody says, I don't like you, or I hate this person, because you see something in them that you don't like about yourself. And a lot of people don't grasp that idea, but it's really, really, really true, because if somebody, like, let's say somebody talks a lot, they like talking, they taking up all the time, and they be like, oh, this person talks so much, like they never shut up and stuff like that. But you don't realize that you also do that when you're in your own environment as well. But you're judging this person because they're talking a lot and they're doing pretty much what you're doing, you know? And there's many different examples that you could give with that. You have anything in mind?
I mean, it brings back the idea of awareness. also. You
Right.
know, it's very linked together, perception and awareness.
Mm-hmm.
So my reaction to you is my awareness of me. You know,
Right.
so people are not most of the time most of the time I would say not aware of their reaction. You know, of how they perceive themselves. Like, do you again that vision of the mirror, the idea of the idea of the mirror. Do you see what do you see? Do you only see the surface self? You know, or are you deeply aware of yourself and you can look like beyond that?
Right. Yeah.
So
that was something that I had to really work on, because I'm laughing because it even goes to facial expressions too. Because I was big on making faces without realizing it. If I'm uncomfortable, if I'm unhappy, if somebody is getting on my nerve, and you know, my face would be like, you know, like this, and then people will call me out, like my loved ones or somebody that's close to me, like, Eric, like, you know, chill out, like your face, you know. So it's like being aware of that. So my reaction to you is an awareness of me.
Yeah.
You know, so it's all about being aware, and I feel like the more that we're aware of our reactions and really know what perception means in depth, that we will have a better connection and understanding to people and situations, and then you'll handle it in a much more mature way, as opposed to in a negative way.
I agree.
So thank you for joining us today. We would like to hear what perception means to you.
Yes.
You can leave comments in the comment section, so that way we could also learn more about perception for others, because there's so many people out there, there's so many different perceptions.
Yeah.
So let us know what you think.
So thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time with another topic.
Thanks, guys.